Hello everyone and welcome to today's Pilates practice. Just have a look around you, make sure you've got your mat and your head blocks and you're ready to start. Taking a lovely breath in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out, really coming into the room, setting your mind to your Pilates practice, taking time for yourself. We're going to come into our neutral position in standing. So as we start, we're going to rock forwards and backwards. There's always an invitation to work off the mat. And as always, if you need to wear shoes when you're standing for any foot problems, please ensure that you wear them. So forwards and backwards, really noticing how your weight moves through the body. And as you do this, imagine you've got a long string pulling yourself up to the ceiling. And let's go side to side. Really staying lengthened through the spine. And then coming to rest. Checking that your feet are hip width apart. We're going to bend and straighten our knees. And being aware to come into that stance where your legs are straight, but your knees are slightly soft. From here, just go backwards and forwards and see if you can keep that same position in your knees. And then when you next come to rest, just check how even the weight feels between your feet, as if you're making two perfect footprints in the sand. From here, let's align that pelvis, so rocking forwards and backwards, as if we're tipping a bucket, rocking forwards and back, coming to rest in that neutral spine position. I can notice when I do this that my lower abdominals are just slightly lifted and my bottom is very gently tucked under. We are all built differently, so some of you will notice that it's easier to do this than others. I'm going to imagine my pelvis as a ring, a lovely big bowl, and I'm going to imagine that my upper body is a nice big bowl as well. Just going to stack one bowl on top of the other. So if I look down, my breastbone is aligned with my belly button. My collarbones are gently open, my shoulder blades are soft as if they've got weights on the base of the shoulders. My head is floating up tall. I'm going to rest my hands gently on my belly. I'm going to notice as I breathe in, where does that breath go? I'm going to breathe out. Maybe I'm going to put my hands up on my chest, breathing in and out. And just see for the last couple of breaths, if you're able to draw the breath a little bit lower down into the belly. Allowing our ribs to stretch from the inside, our diaphragm to expand, which in turn helps open some of those abdominal muscles. And one more. Now, throughout this warm-up, I'm going to be cueing you to engage your core and giving you some examples of breath work. As always, if this feels too much, just please go at your own pace. So taking that lovely breath in, engage that inner core muscle, and as we breathe out, we're going to turn our head to the side, warming up our neck, breathing in, and then breathing out. Trying to keep that core engaged. Just breathing in and out as we move. Noticing your alignment, feeling long through the head and the neck. And if you feel comfortable, let's take that chin onto the chest, coming up and round. And up and round. Trying to keep your upper abdominals soft. It's just your inner core that's working. From here, let's side bend, taking a breath in to prepare, breathing out, just side bend away. Feeling the breath come into those ribs, staying here, or if you'd like, just bring that arm over. In and out. All of us will have different flexibility. You may be more flexible than me, you may be less flexible. Just listen to your body. And again, breathing in to prepare by engaging that inner core, breathing out. Please keep your arm down if it feels more comfortable. And out. And just staying at that level. If you feel okay in your feet and knees, just come down into a bit of a plie squat, either keeping the stretch quite low or you're going to take the arm up. We're going to breathe in to prepare, we're going to breathe out. Breathing in and out. In and out. Changing side, breathing in, breathing out. And the next time we're just going to grow tall, one big stretch. We're going to breathe in, softly bending, breathing out. And you can do this without bending your knees, just copying the arms. Just warming up those knees very gently, long through the back. 2 more, stretching those fingertips up to the ceiling. And last one. Coming back to center. Just walking those feet back to the middle. Checking that we're nice and stacked up. Going to carry on opening up our chest with a really nice exercise called bow and arrow. We're going to breathe in to prepare. We're going to breathe out. We're going to float our arms up. We're going to slide our hands along this arm to open. And then we're going to breathe in. I do it side on. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in, changing sides. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. Breathing in, lengthening through that head, shoulders soft. If you need to rest your arms between the movements, please do. Feel that chest opening. A lot of us spend time a bit more round-shouldered. So you'll see a lot of these exercises create opening through the chest. Let's do one more. Coming back to center, drop those arms down. Give your shoulders a bit of a roll if you need. We're going to flow from here up into our tiptoes, so heel raises. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, just raise up. Breathing in, come down. Holding on if you need. Breathing out, lengthen through the spine. Good. Arm movement if you would like to join in. Breathing out, this is called dumbwaiter, breathing in. As we do this, we're keeping our elbows slightly away from our sides as if they're marshmallows there. It's a very soft movement. It's just about a gentle opening. Breathing out as we raise and open, breathing in as we come back. Trying to engage that inner core muscle. And again, you have an option to just carry on with the calf raises, or even to just carry on with the arms. If you wish, you can stay up, and we're going to do 5 in a row. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. 2. And please keep going up and down if that is a better level for you. This is about learning about your body. Come down, and we're going to just walk those feet out. Walk the feet out. Okay. Giving one ankle a little bit of a twist, giving the ankle a bit of a twist, hold on if you need, and just relaxing here. Coming into our roll downs, I'll stand side on. We're going to keep our weight nice and centered, breathing in to engage that deep core. We're going to breathe out, we're going to roll down, bone by bone by bone, as if my fingertips are walking down your spine. Only as far as you naturally can go, keeping your arms soft, breathing in to prepare as you start to stack up. Tucking that tailbone under, feeling those shoulder blades drop down and your head lengthen. And again, breathing in to engage, breathing out. Can you notice if you can keep your weight really centered right over the center of your feet? Maybe each time you notice that you go a little bit further. Maybe you notice that depending on the time of day or what you've done, more or less flexibility. Pacing yourself so there's no dizziness. We're going to go again, breathing in to engage, breathing out. Really enjoying that opening of the spine. What does it feel like to move through that back? To allow it to open. And again, moving as comfortable, really seeing, can you tuck that tailbone under? Can you restack? Can you come back up? And then last one, breathing in to engage, breathing out. Rolling down. Bone by bone. Breathing in, tucking that pelvis under. Restacking, finding that center. From here, I always like to do an opposite movement. So we're going to have our hands supporting our low back. We're going to imagine we're leaning over a barrel. So we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to reach our ribs up to the sky, opening up that chest. Breathing in, lowering our ribs down, bone by bone. We're going to engage our core as we breathe in. We're going to breathe out. We're going to lift as far as you feel comfortable, opening that chest to the sky. And we're going to breathe in and we're going to feel our ribs close down. Last time, breathing in to engage, breathing out, really stretch that chest. Trying to lift each of the ribs up. And then as we come back down. Well done. So we're going to just finish off a little warm up with a few hip opening stretches. Really important that we keep our hips nice and open. So first of all, very, very simple stretch. So we're going to take our legs wider than our hips. You can adjust this as you need. Pelvis stays forwards and really think about centering yourself again. I'm going to side lunge. And you're going to notice you feel a stretch in the groin. If this is very intense, can you soften? Can you bend that knee less? If you feel actually that's quite flexible, then you can take the knee a little bit further. Just concentrate on that belly breath if you can. Just breathing in and out. And a stretch should be very soft and gentle, giving your body a chance to warm up and sink into the stretch a bit further. As always, never expect both sides to be the same. So go into every stretch with awareness and respect. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Maybe noticing if there's a difference, one side to the other. And come back to center. And then the last stretch we're going to do for our thighs in this position is our quad stretch. I would encourage people to come off the mat. I would also encourage a lot of you to hold on. Stretch should not challenge our balance unless that's the purpose of the exercise. So we're going to just bring our heel to our bottom, tucking that tailbone under. Now, if any of you can't reach your ankle, you can use a strap. If it is too sore to do that, then you can just bend and straighten your leg. That's a lovely little alternative. So coming into that stretch and hold. And then change side. Notice if it's easier to stretch on this side. And as I said before, if you need, you can come onto the floor. So this is always, you'll get to know me if you're following all my exercises. It's always a bit harder for me to pick up this leg. Tucking that tailbone under, focusing on your breath, holding one as you need, feeling the stretch in the front of that thigh. Stretches should really be gentle, no knee pain. And well done. And just give that a little bit of a shake. Perfect. So before we go onto the mat, you're going to have an opportunity to do some balance exercises. So balance exercises for today. From here, we're going to have a couple of different options for balance. Balance is fundamentally important. You'll get used to me saying the same thing each time. Definitely coming off the mat is easier, making sure that you're somewhere safe, that you can hold on to anything that you want. So we're going to focus on balance, and you may find that you're going at a different pace to the video. That is okay. The beauty of a video is that you can press pause. I'd like you to think about your breath as you do this, really grounding your foot into the floor and really feeling length through your upper body. The leg that we're standing on has a bit of softness in it, and that's very important. So, intermediate balance. So again, you can be on the mat. It is slightly harder. I'll demonstrate off the mat for today. So level 2. We're going to come onto our supporting leg, keeping a little bit of softness in that leg. We're going to float this leg up. We're going to lift the arms up. We're going to lower the arms down. Let's see if we can do a few movements. Breathing in and out. Feeling that energy in the leg. Well done. Change side, noticing if this is weaker, and at any point having a look at the beginner video if you see that you need to have a little bit more support. Find that center. Feeling any wobbliness and seeing if you can go with it. 2 more. Feeling the energy through your bottom. Okay, and we're going to go again. So we're going to find a lot of effort coming through these legs, softness in the knees, breathing in to engage, just breathing out. Breathing in, focus on that breath if you can. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And in, last one on this side. Feeling that effort. Off we go, coming up through that center. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last time. Good, great. Off we go again, engage that center. Perfect. Give those legs a well-deserved shake. So we're going to get going with our mat practice. Make sure you've got the selection of head blocks that you need with you. Maybe you need a towel as well. We're going to start off lying down on our backs. So from here, we're going to go into that lovely rest position. So feet and knees hip width apart. We're going to make sure there's length through the back of the neck. So if you've got a peach under the chin, collarbones are open, shoulder blades are resting onto the mat, ribs are heavy. Just starting off with a few pelvic tilts, noticing how we create contact between the small of our back and the mat, how when we rock forwards we create that tunnel. Just coming into finding your center. So I encourage you as you progress into this intermediate level that you do keep coming back to this core technique. It's really important that we still take time to think about our foundation, even as we progress with our control. And you'll notice that coming into all of the exercises, for me, it's all about quality, because with quality, we can work a little bit harder. So anytime you're not sure, stop and recenter. We're going to just start off resting our hands on our stomach. We're going to focus on breathing in, just engaging those inner core muscles. Breathing out, breathing in. Noticing if you can release any tension from your toes, from your neck, from your ribs. And throughout this practice, keep coming back. I call this a body scan. As you progress away from being a beginner, it's starting to have more awareness in the rest of your system, to check that you're able to engage your core, that our upper abdominals are bracing, and that we're trying to release tension from everywhere else. The next breath in, we're going to start with an overhead reach. So we're going to breathe in to engage, we're going to breathe out, arms are going to go back, we're going to breathe in, we're going to circle back to center. Breathing out, core engaged, breathing in, go back to center. Just keep flowing, being aware of that neutral spine, heaviness through the ribs, length through the back of the neck, softness in the jaw. There are many people who find breath work hard. So if you know that coordinating your breath as we breathe out to go back and breathe in to come round creates tension, please just breathe as normal. Even if you become more advanced, you may notice that the core lets go. That's absolutely okay, just re-engage it as you can. Being really aware of your control at intermediate level. Breathing out, breathing in. Still moving at the speed that you can control, not going any faster than you feel able. Breathing out, breathing in. We're going to pause, we're going to go into toy soldier arms, so just continuous breath, engaging the core. Breathing out, breathing in. Noticing your natural range of movement. Some of you will be able to go further than my range. Some of you will be able to go less. It's all about control, keeping yourself centered, just breathing in and out. And there is a tendency to start to rock with toy soldier arms. You're back is attached to the mat with lovely pink Velcro. Imagine it has to stay really still. Just keep breathing in and out, warming up these shoulders. Breathing in and out. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drawing that arm down. From here, shoulder bridge. So make sure your feet and knees are hip width apart. Releasing the head pad if you find too much pressure goes into your neck. Let's start warming up that spine. Breathing in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to tuck that tailbone under. We're going to think about rolling up bone by bone. Being really mindful about this. Ensuring that our front of our hips stay soft, the small of our back stays soft. Breathing in to hold. Breathing out, lowering down bone by bone. Maybe a bit more pressure through the heels to activate your glutes. Maybe feeling with your hands. You should feel just a gentle tightness through the bottom. And lowering down bone by bone. And again, opening through the spine, starting to bring awareness through the front of our hips, that they're gently opening without feeling strained. Our bottom is starting to wake up. With 2 more, breathing out, rolling up. Breathing into hold. Breathing out, lowering down. Noticing how still you can be as you roll up and down. Last one. Breathing out as we roll up, core engaged. Breathing in as we come back. And breathing out. Noticing that as a teacher, I probably have a lot of awareness through my pelvis, but I am constantly just checking in using my hands. Stretching at any point that you need. We're going to come up and put a hold on this. At any time you feel an exercise is too hard, just have a pause. You may want to have a look at the beginner section instead. Breathing in to engage. Breathing out. We're going to roll up. Just going to see if we can hold. I'm going to start with 10 seconds. Breathing in and out. And then we're going to lower that down. Going to go again. We're going to breathe in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to roll up. And if you want, you can add in some overhead reaches. As we're holding for those 10 seconds, staying as still as you can be. Keeping aware of our center. Arms go down, lower down bone by bone. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, rolling up, holding. Breathing in to hold, breathing out, fold your hands up. Breathe in to hold, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Resting anytime you need. Maybe only holding for 5 seconds if 10 seconds feels too long. And then lowering down. Bone by bone. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, rolling up bone by bone. Breathing in to hold, breathing out. Breathing in to hold, breathing out. Being aware of my center. Breathing in. Lowering down
And last one, breathing in to engage, breathing out, rolling up. Breathing in to hold, breathe out, raise the arms. Breathing in to hold, breathing out. Little candles underneath your bottom, just keeping them lifted. Pressure through the heels, relax through the neck. Keep going. Last one. And then rolling down. Hug your knees to the chest. Feeling that through the glutes. Having a rest. From here, let's start with single leg slide. Finding our center, taking that moment. We're going to breathe in to engage. I'm going to show you a couple of variations. So the first level, as we breathe out, we're going to lengthen our leg along the mat. Remember, it's not about how far you go, it's about keeping ourselves centered. Breathing in, coming back. At an intermediate level, as we change legs, we're really focusing on keeping that tray of drinks as still as we can. Breathing out. We are not rushing our changeovers. The changeovers are really integral to your control. So that's sliding the heel on the mat. A slight progression is by imagining your heel is resting on a tiny little block, a block that's about 1 centimetre. So as we breathe out, we lengthen it away and it's just off the mat. We're breathing in as we come back, and be aware of how that changes your control in your centre and how far you can go. Pause as you change, breathe out, keeping that heel slightly off the mat. Breathing in, come back. Toe goes down, heel goes down. Be aware of that centre staying still, using your hands to feel, engaging that core. Breathing out. At any point, popping that heel in contact with the mat. Breathing in to come back. Now, depending on the shape of your spine, you may feel that with your heels slightly lifted, you can lengthen a little bit further and keep control. And that's absolutely fine as long as you're staying centered. We're going to just breathe out. Staying as still as we can without bracing. Breathe in, toe goes down, heel goes down. The stiller you are, the more we're going to start to feel those outer abdominals waking up. Breathing out, breathing in. We're going to add an arm variation. Join in when you want. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Breathing out, breathing in. Keep that control as that foot goes down. Breathing out, breathing in. The stiller you are, the more you'll start to be aware of those outer abdominals. It's an exercise that can look really simple. When you do it well, you really start to feel that outer abdominal wall support you. Breathing out. Again, come back to that pink Velcro, attaching your hips and your back, and noticing any rocking and seeing if you can bring your awareness and make a different choice with your movements to see if you can control it. 2 more. I can feel it working through my abdominals. Back should be comfortable, neck is relaxed. Last round. Lots of awareness in the foot placement is going to give you more control. Last one. Well done. Stretch out if you need, giving yourself a little bit of a rock. From here, we're going to start coming up into our scissor series. So Even at intermediate and advanced levels, I encourage people just to do a few at the starter level, because it really kind of gives us that intention of setting our practice and making sure we've got great control, so we're going to work harder and more effectively throughout. So coming into scissors 1, we're going to breathe in to engage, we're going to breathe out, slide that foot back, fold up to single tabletop. Lowering down with control, remembering our focus is control all the way through, toe goes down, heel goes down. Thinking about that changeover again, picking that heel up, sliding that foot back, folding back up. Lowering down with control as we breathe in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Awareness goes through your spine. How still can you be as you pop that foot down? How smooth can you be in your changeover? Just going to follow this variation. We're going to breathe in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to float up. We're going to lengthen away as if we're turning off the light switch on the opposite side of the wall. We're going to breathe in and fold down. We're going to breathe out. We're going to slide the heel back, fold up. Breathing in to hold, breathe out. Breathing in and lower. Keep going. Single leg stretch. And again, some of you may not lengthen that leg too far because you're aware that you lose your control, and that's brilliant. So we're just lengthening away at this stage. We're not doing any other variations, just working in single tabletop for now. And again. Last round before we add on another variation. Okay, so you can carry on with that exercise or add on this next variation. So coming up into single tabletop, we breathe in to pause. We breathe out to lengthen, really aware that we stay centered. We're just going to lower that leg as far as we can control, as if we're painting a line on a wall. Then we're going to allow it to float up, then we fold it back. Really starting to challenge that control. We're going to breathe in to engage, breathe out, fold up. Breathe in to hold, breathe out and lengthen. Folding back as we breathe in and down with control. Taking your time with this movement, going at your own pace. Stopping before you feel your back start to lose the center. Some of you will notice that you can only do a very small line as you paint up and down. Some of you will notice that the line is longer. If you feel that painting the line is too hard, please just lengthen the leg. Keeping aware of your control, we're going to do one more round. Great. So have a stretch. rolling through the front of the hips. We're going to do one more series. We're going to build that up a little bit more. So we're going to come into double tabletop. So finding that center, we're going to breathe in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to slide the heel back. We're going to fold up. We're going to breathe in. We're going to deepen that core awareness in our core. We're going to pick up the other heel. We're going to slide back. We're going to fold up. This should be very comfortable, just feeling it in your abdominals, nowhere else. We're going to just do some overhead reaches again. So we're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out and in. 8 more. 7. Keeping aware of your center. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Resting before then if it felt too much. Lowering down. Down with control. Feel the abdominals work as you lower your first leg. Feel how much lighter the other leg is, but you still have that control. You just can't feel it as intensely. So we're going to interchange that overhead reach, which we've been working on in the other positions, with our leg lengthening in double tabletop. And we're going to do a couple of rounds of that. At any point, just resting as you need, having a stretch. So breathe in to engage, coming up, breathe out, breathe in to deepen your center, breathe out. We're just going to do single leg, double leg stretch. Sorry, single leg stretch. We're going to breathe out, breathing in, only lengthening as far as you can control, breathing out, breathing in. We're going to do 4 more. Good, 3 more. Check the awareness through the head and the neck. Soften the ribs, keep breathing. 2 more. The leg that isn't moving, notice how still you can keep it. Trying not to allow it to come closer to our body as we lengthen the other leg away. Good. Lower one leg down. See if you can lower it slowly with control. Feel the abdominals work. Lower the other. Have a stretch if you need. Coming back up into double tabletop. 10 overhead reaches. So find that center, breathing out, breathing in, out, in. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Lower one, lower the other, lower, lower, stretching if you need. And we're going to do our last round. Single leg stretch in double tabletop. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, folding up, breathing in to deepen, breathing out, folding up, breathing in to hold, breathing out. Keep control. Breathing out as we move away, breathing in as we come back. As if we're touching off that light. Good, keep going. Staying centered. Last one. Lowering down with control. Lowering down with control. And having a well-deserved stretch. Well done. Hugging your knees to the chest. So from here, you're going to come up onto hands and knees. So you'll get used to my glamorous Pilates hair. Always taking a moment for me to adjust it. Okay. So from here, we're going to think about our centre with control. We're going to make sure our hands are resting on the mat underneath our shoulders and our elbows are a bit soft. Our fingers are spread. Our index finger is facing the top of the mat. As if we're making handprints, we want the weight through the whole of the mat. Feet are down. We're going to rock forwards and back and find our centre. We're going to just push into the mat a little bit just to give that connection by our shoulder blades. We're going to come into Superman. So we're going to breathe in to engage. As we breathe out, we're going to just lengthen our arm only as far as we comfortably can go for our neck. We're going to breathe in. We're going to lower that arm down. Being aware of trying to stay really still, we're going to breathe out. Breathe in. Now I call this Superman. Some people call this breaststroke prep. Some people call this swimming. Some people call this bird dog. Breathing out, breathing in. Feeling a little bit of effort through the arms, noticing how still you can be. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And in maybe a little bit of warmth spreading through that upper body, stretching out whenever you need to give your wrists a bit of a rest. One more to each side, long through the head and neck, nice and neutral through the back. Gaze down between your hands. So stretch if you want, however you need, just to release the wrists. And come a little bit forwards. And we're going to go on to our legs. Now you're going to notice with the legs, most people rock a little bit more. So really focusing on being as centered as you can. Come back to that equal grip through the hands, soft through the elbows. Find the center. I want you to imagine you've got a spirit level along your back. So it's along your back with that lovely bubble. I'm going to try and keep the bubble really, really still. Breathing in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to lengthen the leg. And then we're going to lift as far as you feel comfortable. We're going to breathe in. We'll come back. So maybe you're not lifting it too far. Maybe you're only lengthening and lifting it the tiniest bit off the mat. Because if you lift it any higher, you're going to notice that you kind of tip. Really important. It's not about how high we lift the leg. Yes, you can lift it higher, but it's all about control first of all. So breathing out, maybe just a tiny lift. Whatever you can control. Breathing out as we move away and lift. Breathing in as we come back. Long through the head and neck. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lifting from the hip. Really important that it's our hip that lifts. We're keeping our spine as still as we can. Imagine it's your bottom that's doing the lift. We're trying to keep this part of our back still. Resting the fingers as you need. Breathing out. As we lift, breathing in as we come back. Breathing out. Last round. Coming back. Coming down. Coming into a stretch. Either knees a bit wider or together, just coming back onto your heels. If that's too much, just come onto your forearms. Give the wrists a little bit of a move and a wiggle. stretching out. Resting into child pose, we're going to breathe in and out and in and out and in and out. From here, you're going to come onto your stomach. We're going to make sure we can breathe. So head block is by your forehead. We're not going to use our arms, so if you prefer, you can rest the head on the back of your hand. My head may be up a little bit because I'm going to be speaking to you. So from here, I've got off the mat. We're going to again be working our glutes. So in this position, just practice your pelvic tilt. So just forwards and back. If any of you know that you've got quite a hollow back and you're feeling a strain as you lie on your stomach, I'm just going to use this because it's nearby, but get yourself a pillow, pop it underneath your hips, and that will just take some of that pressure off. It's worth having a go. So, finding that centre position, and when you're lying on your stomach, it tends to be when your pubic bone is pushed a little bit more into the mat. So we're going to tuck our tailbone under. We're going to think about breathing in, squeezing the bottom, and then as we squeeze, we're going to hover our right leg up off the mat, and imagine it's lengthening away. And then we're going to breathe in and we're going to lower it down. And then we're going to go to the other side, again being aware of trying to stay still through the front of our hips as our front of our hips are pinned to the mat, tucking our tailbone under, breathing in, breathing out, squeeze your bottom, lengthen the leg, hover the knee and then the thigh off the mat, feeling some energy through the glutes, lowering down. As we lift that leg, some people will find their small of the back will want to tip. So really keep that pubic bone pinned to the mat. Breathing in to engage, breathe out, tighten the bottom, lengthen the leg. Feel the ankle lift, the knee lift, and then that thigh hover and down. Now, I only want you lifting as high as you can control. So really tune into your body. So breathing out as we lift up and lengthen. Breathing in as we lower down. This is called swimming. And you can see why. Breathing out. Hovering the leg. Breathing in and coming back down. How still can you be as you do this movement? Now, if you notice yourself rocking, just make the movement a bit smaller. If you feel quite comfortable, there is a progression. So we're going to just breathe in to engage, breathe out, hover one leg. As that leg starts to come down, start to lift up the other leg. So one leg goes down onto the mat at the same time as the other comes up. It's going to feel like you may be rocking a bit more, so just see if you can control through those hips and the pelvis, being aware of gently using that bottom muscle. Good. Long through the head and neck. So if this feels too much, go back down to one leg at a time. We're going to keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7. Being still as you can, gauging that core. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Give everything a little bit of a wiggle. Well done. So from here, we're going to come onto our sides. We're going to do some nice arm openings, giving you a moment to really focus on your breath work and the core. So make sure this is supported. So one arm on top of the other. We're going to find that center point of our pelvis. Have a lie down like this. We're going to maybe soften our gaze. We're going to breathe in to engage our core. We're going to breathe out. We're going to open up, following our arm with our head. We're going to breathe in. We're going to come back. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. You've got a little wall behind you, so it's really a shoulder opening exercise rather than a spine twist. There are variations on this where we do twist our back, but not for today. Breathing out, breathing in. And if you enjoy circling your arm down and round, breathe out, circle the arm down, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Last one. Now from here, we're going to come into a little bit more of our last bit of glute work. So you can stay lying like this. I find it comfortable to lie like this. So we're going to come into our clam series. We're going to make sure that we are aware that it's just our hip abductor firing. And at any point that you're struggling with this, really have a look at the technique videos or the intro course, which gives you lots of pointers. We're going to really be aware of our centre, try not to collapse under our waist if we've got a Malteser there. We're going to breathe in to engage, and as we breathe out, we're just going to hover our legs up. We're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to squeeze our hips, our heels together. We're just going to open up. We're going to breathe in, and we're going to come back down. If you feel that you're rocking, just have your hand here. This is the crab claw hand that I talk about. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Now the next one, you're either going to carry on with this or just follow my variation if it feels quite comfortable. Going to open, we're going to lengthen, we're going to come back, and we're going to close. Then we're going to do 3 regular clams. So we're going to breathe out and in, and on our 4th, we're going to open, we're going to lengthen. At any point, please rest, or just keep going with this level. So we can do 3 more here. Being aware of your control, how still can you be? We're trying not to fall backwards. Good. And then we're going to open, and we're going to lengthen. We're going to come back. We're going to go down. We're going to do our last set. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out and in. Really, it's this muscle here that's doing the effort. Everything else is really relaxed. Breathing out. Last one. And lengthen. And let's hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Fantastic. You should be rubbing this area of your bottom. If you're not, please have a look at some of the technique videos to really try and help you. From here, very simply, we're going to come and lie on the other side. So bring in your pads, because we're going to start with our arm openings. making sure we're nice and comfortable. We're going to breathe in, making sure we're centered, and breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Try not to rock backwards, following with our head and neck if comfortable. Really tuning into that breath. If you want, you can circle your arm down and around. Really opening up through that chest, forwards and back, or circling. We're going to do one more. And from here, we're going to come into our clam series. Now, always remember, if one side is a little bit weaker than another, really respect, we don't want any injuries. You stop when you feel tired. So hovering your legs up, making sure we're centered. We're going to breathe in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Balancing here if you need. If it's too much, to have your hands up. Next one, we're going to breathe out. Going to lengthen. So as we're lengthening away from our body, we're breathing in and we're coming back. Off we go again. We're going to breathe out and in. Engaging that core muscle. One more. Open. Lengthen, just lengthening slightly back. And closing. Breathe out. And in. Really still if you can. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. If you're feeling really tired in that muscle, it's important that you rest, that you build up that strength really carefully. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to do our last one. We're going to open. We're going to lengthen and we're going to hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down and rest. Give your bottom a bit of a pat. Coming to lie down on your back. So, having given our abdominals a bit of a rest, we're going to come into a double leg stretch in tabletop. So, putting together a lot of the moves that we've been practicing in this session. So, we're going to find our center, always take that time. We're going to breathe in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to fold one leg up. Breathe in to deepen our center. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in to hold. We're going to breathe out. We're going to hold our arms up. We're going to breathe in to pause. We're going to breathe out. Arms are going to go back. The leg is going to lengthen. We're going to circle back down and round. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Now, as both points go away from our center, just be aware of keeping control. Ribs are heavy. Pelvis is in neutral. You only go as far as you can. So maybe the movement's really small. Maybe you're just about moving that foot away to the opposite side. It could be that you can keep the control if you go into the full movement. It's all okay. Just notice if we can keep the leg that's not moving as still as possible. resting as you need. Quite hard when you're working hard to think about engaging that inner core. See if you can just switch it on at the start of the movement. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. We've got 2 more rounds. Resting at any point that you need. Good quality right to the end, last round. Good. Arms go down. Really control that leg. Really control that leg. Have a well-deserved stretch. And we're going to carry on with some nice stretches coming into our cool down. I'd like you to start off by hugging a knee to your chest. If you feel very comfortable, you can hug your other knee to your chest, holding behind the thighs or on top of the knees. Feel the breath coming into the belly as you breathe in and out, in and out. From here, float one leg down, then the other. We're going to cross an ankle over our knee to stretch our glute piriformis muscle. If this feels very tight, can you release the leg? If it feels quite comfortable, you can allow the knee to come up and you can hold anywhere you want on your leg. Stretches should be gentle, really comfortable. And hold. Notice the breath coming in and out of your belly. Lowering one leg down, then the other. Changing sides, just checking in with how it feels. Adjusting the leg further away. Bringing it higher up. Belly breaths. And down. Stretching out our hamstrings. Going to float one leg into single tabletop. We're going to hold behind the back of the leg. It's hard to reach. You can use a belt or a towel or a strap instead. Making sure there's softness in the upper body. Just straighten the leg. Now it doesn't matter if your leg is not perfectly straight. Lots of us, you can see on me that my leg doesn't go perfectly straight. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with my hamstrings. That's just my own natural flexibility. Breathing in, breathing out. And some days our muscles are a bit more flexible, some days they're not. And then we're going to fold down, going to change sides, and as always there'll be a slight difference side to side. Focusing on your breath. And then relax, arms out to the side. Some gentle spine twists. So keeping your arms as comfortable. There we go. Breathing in to engage your core, breathing out, just twisting away. Turning your head to look over the other side. Breathing in and breathing out and twisting the other way. And one more to each side, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Coming back to center. And from here, just giving everything a little bit of a wiggle. Gently rolling onto your side. You can stand up however is more comfortable, but if not, just come up onto your hands and knees. So from our hands and knees, we're going to come into a slight crouching position. And as always, if this isn't comfortable, please gently come off the mat in any which way that is best for you. From here, we're going to roll up bone by bone, dropping our shoulders down, coming to face forwards, taking a lovely breath in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So well done for today's practice. I hope you really enjoyed that. Remember, this is all about repetition. Set an intention each time you practice, maybe giving yourself a chance to focus on one key thing. Feel free to have a look at any of the other courses, get in touch if you've had any questions or queries, and if you really were finding that you were struggling at any point or you need alternative exercises, there's always the opportunity to book a one-to-one session. Good luck and have a lovely day.